I'm a pistol packing papa. And when I
Gun control by
down the
definition
street,
refers to laws or policies that regulate the manufacture, sell, transfer, possession, modification, or use of firearms.
Now girls, I'm just a good guy, and I'm going to have my fun. And if
To gain a firm
you
grasp
don't
of gun
smell my
control
smoke,
and to see where gun
don't
violence
monkey
originated
with
from,
my
we have to go back to where it all began.
gun.
On December 15, 1791, the United States of America adopted the Second Amendment into the Constitution. The Second Amendment protects the right of the people to keep and bear arms. The people use their firearms to protect themselves and their families from danger and to hunt. This was the main intention for the amendment, and not much consideration to change was ever considered for years to come. Minor gun control changes, however, were made starting in 1837 and led all the way to 1968, where the United States implemented a major gun control reform. This gun control reform was called the Gun Control Act of 1968. It was enacted for the purpose of keeping firearms out of the hands of those not legally entitled to possess them because of age, criminal background, or incompetence.
Well, it actually, the laws that are on the books now when you're purchasing a firearm, there's a waiting period and a background check. You have to provide proof of residency. And,
what this act did was it regulated imported guns, expanded the gun dealer licensing and record keeping requirements, and placed specific limitations on the sale of handguns. The list of persons banned from buying guns is expanded to include persons convicted of any non-business related felony, persons found to be mentally incompetent, and users of illegal drugs. This act was put into place mostly because shootings and gun violence started to become more and more prevalent and occurred in public places. As the decades increased, mass shootings started to increase as well. For instance, in 1970 there were 13 mass shootings recorded. That number jumped up to 32 mass shootings at the end of the decade in 1980. Today, the government is pushing major gun control reforms in an effort to try to solve this gun violence epidemic we face today. Mass shootings seem to be common nowadays, and we do not even find it surprising when we hear about them on the news anymore. Shootings such as the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting and the Aurora movie theater shooting are some of the worst our nation has seen in years, and our government is putting up an effort to try to do something. While the government sees more gun control as a solution, others do not see gun control as helping the problem of gun violence. I recently interviewed ex-police chief of Owensboro and veteran Glenn Skeens to gain his insight on the gun violence issue and whether or not the existing gun control laws are suffice or not. Coming from an ex-serviceman, Glenn was very strong-minded when saying that the existing laws were in fact accurate in trying to stop gun violence. What I found during this interview is that his view on the issue is that more in-depth background checks need to be put in place so that the wrong people do not end up with a firearm. This is how such horrible shootings happen. The government does not need to take away the Second Amendment and ban gun ownership, but rather be more enforceful in making sure owners are safely prepared and able to own their own firearm.